That's it. No more finishing last. If you're tired of getting walked on and not getting what you want out of life, this video is for you. Ever felt like you're always being taken for granted and disrespected by other people? Then you might be dealing with what's known as the nice guy syndrome. This syndrome is a pattern where you, as the nice guy, constantly put others' needs and wants before your own. You're always accommodating, always agreeable, and always available. You're the epitome of a people pleaser, and it can sometimes make you look like a bitch. Despite your efforts to be the best friend, the perfect partner, or the ideal employee, I bet that you often find yourself feeling overlooked, undervalued, and underappreciated. This feeling can lead to a whirlpool of resentment and frustration. Let me share a quick story. Once upon a time, I was that nice guy. I would go out of my way to help anyone and everyone, often at the expense of my own needs and desires. There was a particular instance where I spent hours helping a girl prepare for a job interview only to miss out on a personal opportunity that I had been looking forward to. The kicker, she got the job, thanked everyone else but me, and I was left feeling unappreciated. This made me realize that being overly nice had its drawbacks. It wasn't about not being kind or not helping others, but about understanding that my needs and feelings were just as important. The good news is that it's possible to be kind and assertive at the same time. Being nice doesn't mean allowing people to walk all over you. It's about finding a balance between being generous and maintaining your self-respect. And that's the journey we're going to embark on together, learning to balance kindness with self-assertiveness and replacing resentment with respect. But remember, being a nice guy doesn't mean you have to be a doormat. It's time to stand up for yourself and show the world your worth. Being assertive doesn't mean being aggressive. It means standing up for yourself in a respectful way. Let's dive into some tips on how to be assertive. Firstly, it's crucial to express your needs openly. This can be a bit daunting, especially if you are used to holding back your feelings. However, remember, your needs and feelings are as important as anyone else's. Try to frame your needs in a positive manner. Instead of saying, "I don't want to do this," try saying, "I'd prefer to do this instead." Secondly, learn to say no when necessary. This is a big one. Many of us struggle with the fear of disappointing others or coming across as unkind, but saying yes when we really mean no can lead to resentment and overwhelm. Practice saying no in a polite yet firm way. Remember, you're not rejecting the person, just the request. Thirdly, don't back down when challenged. It's okay to hold your ground when you believe you're in the right. This doesn't mean getting into a shouting match or engaging in a power struggle. It's about maintaining your stance calmly and respectfully. You can say something like, "I understand your perspective, but I still hold my view." Now, let me share a personal anecdote. A few years back, I had a friend who would constantly make plans and then cancel them at the last minute. I was always accommodating, but it started to bother me. One day I was like, "Fuck it," and decided to grab my balls and be assertive. I told my friend, "I value our friendship, but it's important to me that we respect each other's time. If we make plans, let's stick to them, or at least give enough notice if we need to cancel." My friend was taken aback at first, but after a moment he agreed. Our relationship improved dramatically after that. Remember, assertiveness is a skill that can be developed with practice. It's about expressing your needs and standing up for yourself while respecting others. It's a delicate balance, but a rewarding one. Assertiveness is not about winning or losing, it's about expressing your needs and finding a middle ground. Setting boundaries is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships and protecting your self-esteem. Boundaries are like the fences around a house. They define your personal space and protect you from outside intrusions. They're the limits we set with other people, which indicate what we find acceptable and unacceptable in their behavior towards us. In life, we often encounter situations where we feel taken advantage of or disrespected. This can happen when we fail to establish clear boundaries. When we don't communicate our limits, we allow others to infringe on our personal space, time, and energy. This can lead to feelings of resentment, stress, and even burnout. Let me share another personal story. I had a friend who was always asking for favors. She'd call at all hours, needing help with this or that. I found it draining, but I didn't want to disappoint her, plus she was kinda cute, so I kept saying yes. But one day, I realized that I was sacrificing my own needs and well-being to please her. Plus, I knew for a fact that she wouldn't return the favor to me. That's when I decided to set a boundary. I explained to her that while I valued our friendship, I needed her to respect my time. I told her, that I wouldn't be available for impromptu favors, and that she would need to ask in advance. It wasn't an easy conversation, but it was necessary. And you know what? She understood and started respecting my time. Setting this boundary didn't just ease my stress, it also improved our friendship. It allowed for a more balanced and respectful relationship. It taught me that boundaries don't push people away, they actually bring the right people closer. So how do you set boundaries? Start by identifying your limits. Understand what makes you feel uncomfortable or stressed. Then, communicate your boundaries clearly. Be assertive, but respectful. Remember, your needs and feelings are just as important as those of others. And finally, don't feel guilty about setting boundaries. It's not about being selfish or unkind, it's about self-care and respect. You have every right to protect your time, your energy, and your emotional well-being. In fact, it's essential to do so. Remember, it's not selfish to protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. It's essential. Being genuine is attractive. It's time to embrace who you are. Authenticity is the hidden gem in the treasure chest of character traits. It's the diamond that shines brightest, casting a mesmerizing glow that magnetizes people towards you. Why? Because authenticity is a rarity in a world where many of us wear masks, trying to be what we think others want us to be. The truth is, authenticity is not about being who you think you should be, it's about being who you are. It's about allowing your true self to shine, unapologetically and unashamedly. And this is not just some whimsical, feel-good advice. It's a vital ingredient in building deeper, more meaningful connections. Let me share another personal story with you to illustrate my point. I remember years back I used to mold myself into what I thought others wanted. I was the chameleon, constantly changing my colors to blend in with the crowd. I had no backbone. It was exhausting, and frankly, it felt hollow. It was like I was living someone else's life, not my own. One day I decided to change. I decided to be me. And guess what happened? The world didn't end. Instead, I started attracting people who appreciated me for who I truly was, not the facade I had been projecting. And those connections, those relationships were far deeper and more meaningful than any I had ever experienced before. Authenticity is about owning your thoughts, your feelings, your values. It's about standing your ground even when your voice shakes. It's about not compromising your true self to fit into someone else's mold. It's about being real, being you. Remember, you are unique. You are one in over 7 billion. There's no one else like you on this planet, and that's your strength, that's your power, that's your magic. So stop trying to be what you think others want you to be. Start being you, because you, my friend, are enough. You are more than enough. Authenticity is your superpower. Use it wisely. Finally, live life on your own term and pursue your passions. It's about rediscovering what makes you tick, lighting that spark within and letting it guide you to a life filled with more joy, excitement, and genuine connections. Every one of us has something that gets our heart racing. Maybe it's music, art, technology, or the thrill of climbing a mountain. Whatever it is, it's time to bring that passion front and center in your life. Ask yourself this question. If you didn't care about what other people thought of you, how would you live your life? It's about being authentically you. Your passions and dreams are a huge part of what makes you unique, and embracing them fully brings out your true self. Pursuing your passions isn't selfish, it's essential. It's about giving yourself permission to explore what you love, dedicating time to it, and allowing yourself to grow through it. So, how do you start? First, make a list of things you've always wanted to try, but never did because you were afraid of other people's judgment. Pick one and take a small step today. Sign up for a class, join a local group, or just start practicing at home. The key is to start to change the game and living your life fully. Pursuing your passions might feel like stepping out of your comfort zone, but that's exactly where growth happens. And who knows, the journey might just lead you to not just becoming more attractive to others, but more importantly, to a richer, more fulfilled life. So go ahead, chase that passion, light up your world, and let everyone see the incredible person you are when you're doing what you love. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on transforming your life. Share your passion in the comments below. I'd love to hear what makes you tick. Until next time, keep pursuing your passions and watch your world change. Remember, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Be kind, always. Remember, it's not just about what you do, but how you do it. Put yourself first, but do it with kindness and respect for others. The world needs more understanding and empathy. Start with your actions.